Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Final Fantasy draft here on the channel. Huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast for the free preview account in this early access event so I could get this recorded for you early. Okay, what are we working with here? Our rare is Noctis, Prince of Lucis. So it's an artifact payoff card. It's a little bit tricky to use. It's not evasive. It's just overall a bit weak. This isn't really a 3-color set, and this card's not really exactly what you're looking for. If you are in an artifact deck and you see this card late, you can pick it up, but I don't like starting with it. I think Zac Fair is reasonable, though kind of like not like the highest power level. He's just kind of a utility guy. The Samurai's Katana is pretty solid. It's a 3-mana 3/3 that has trample and haste, so I like that. And then there is Gladiolus Amicitia, so it's a giant creature that, with landfall, can make your other creatures bigger. At the common section, I think the best common here is maybe Ice Magic, flexible, and can be either a bounce spell or put something into the deck. Fate of the Suncrist is fine. But overall, an interesting pack. I think Samurai's Katana is the best card, so we're going to be starting with that. Fits well into any of the red decks, especially red-white, or being just like a nice aggressive card for like a red-black deck or something like that. Okay, so we started off with Samurai's Katana. We might deviate from that fairly quickly. I think Vanille Cheerful Lycée is pretty strong. You get a nice little permanent, you get like a 4-mana 3/2 that gets back a permanent from your graveyard and even fills your graveyard a little bit, which is just really strong. There's also Suplex if I really wanted to stick to red, but I think I'd rather just take the most powerful card in the pack still, which I think is Vanille by a pretty decent margin. And if we do happen to get the meld combo, that's also solid, but I don't mind playing this in a red-green deck because you can like get back a land to trigger your landfall cards attached to 3/2 body, or just get back a premium threat like a Katana if you mill one of those. And I think it's going to be better served. There's also Crystal's Chosen, which can be pretty sweet if you have like a go-wide deck. But yeah, I'm going to take the Vanille. I like it. Now, pick 3. We have a couple options. There is Shantoto if we wanted to go towards a blue-red deck. It would play well with some of the ice magics that we've been passing, where you get to draw a card if you cast an expensive spell. So that's an option. And like even just like playing Katana would give it +3/+0. Then other than that, there is an ice magic, and there is Magitech Armor, which is a good card because you can make the token, and then if you trade off the 4/4, you're left with the token, or if you trade off the or if the token dies, you still have the 4/4 vehicle. But I think Shantoto is pretty cool. Definitely a card I'm tempted by here. And then there's Dark Knight's Greatsword. So 3-mana, kind of a 4/1, and then you can like equip it around. Also tempting. I'm going to take the Shantoto and see if blue is open. Okay, now there's Torgal. There is also Thunder Magic. Those are the 2 best cards in this pack. So this card can like ramp into a Vanille. Then Thunder Magic can play well with Shantoto and stuff like that. And Vanille is even a human. There's quite a few humans in this set. The job select creatures are not humans, they're just heroes, but I think it's between Thunder Magic and Torgal here. Those are the only 2 main options. The rare is just very expensive to use, so not a card you should really be prioritizing. 6 mana for this after already spending 4 mana to cast it is just a lot. There's not really a +1/+1 counter theme that heavy in the set. The Ambrosia is reasonable. I think I'll take the Torgal. I think this card's really, really strong. I think the green card that I have is better than the Samurai's Katana, and yeah. That was the logic there. And now it looks like we're going to regret it immediately, or at least shift away from it here. Retrieve the Esper is a good card with Shantoto. And Fire Magic is another option. I don't think Fire Magic is the greatest card. We're seeing a little bit of white, but I don't love Snowvilliers. I think Quirrell is good, but I think the blue cards might be where I'm supposed to go. So I'm going to take the Retrieve the Esper. And now there is a Valkyrie aerial unit for an artifact theme. Retrieve the Esper does make an artifact. And then there's Fire Magic again. So I have that as an option once more. I'm going to take the Fire Magic. We'll see if we can get it to work. I guess Samurai's Katana is also a artifact. Ooh, and now we get another Shantoto. I wouldn't mind a land, but now that I have 2 Shantotos, I can really go all in. We did miss out on a red removal spell, but at that moment in time, it seemed like a good pairing with the Vanille, potentially, so not regretting it all that much. And now Sahagin is a perfect card for this deck, where I'm trying to play these defensive bodies and then eventually cast expensive instants and sorceries to take over. Sandworm is a really good card as well for a more red-green deck, like the Torgal deck that I could have had with Vanille. But with 2 Shantotos, I think I'm just going to go in on this deck and see how it does. I mean, Torgal is just a really strong card, so I don't really regret taking it. Ice Magic Wield. That's crazy, but that's a great sign for me. Shows I'm in the right archetype. And then Zach Fair coming back around. World Map. We're not going to try to splash in this deck. But it's great to get this interactive spell that I was going to feel like I was going to be missing out a little bit. The other thing was that Samurai's Katana is not really a card that I really want in this deck, whereas in red-green I'd be pretty happy with it. So that was another reason for that. Partially the reason to keep the options open with Torgal. You can't always, like, sometimes it's like a 50-50 luck call. Like, if the next packet had a really good green card in it, I would have been pretty happy with that choice. Fire Magic's going to be interesting. Ice Magic number 2. I'm surprised to see this card still in the pack. I wouldn't mind 1 Laughing Mad, maybe, just because the flashback can be triggering my stuff, but I don't love it, so I think Ice Magic's looking good. I'm glad I have the Sahagin. Or Sahagin. Okay, we wield Magic Damper. I might play this to protect my Shantoto, because it's so important for my deck to have Shantoto in play, it feels like. Makes all my cards way better. Love seeing Dreams of Laguna. World Map is like if you're trying to splash. I don't think you play this in a 2-color deck usually. Unless you have like huge artifact synergies. This is good because I can use it to find my synergy pieces. And Retrieve the Esper is just what I'm looking for as a creature to trigger my spells matter card and also be flashbacked later. So I think I will still play the Katana. It's just a really good card. And it triggers non-creature stuff. It's not the 4-mana one. But a 3-mana 3/3 Trample Haste is still great. Don't really need Magic Pot. I guess I'll take this. Maybe I lean more aggressive and need that. Oh my gosh, Valkyrie Aerial Unit, last pick, crazy. Okay, pack 2. We're going to just take Thunder Magic here. There is Cecil Dark Knight, which is a great card, but that would require us switching colors. And Thunder Magic is premium for us. Just a great removal spell. The 4-mana mode is good. The 1-mana mode is good. Excellent card. Honestly, my second pick out here would probably be Crossroads Village. I don't think I can really use their Valkyrie Aerial Unit. If I get more artifacts, maybe I could try to use it. Like if I get more Retrieve the Espers, but I don't even know how many of these I want. I think I probably just want 1 Retrieve the Esper. Thunder Magic, great though. Okay, now there is Lionheart. There is Mesamune, which isn't great. Because just like, if you're ahead and have a big creature, it can be useful, but like otherwise, like, not the greatest. Random Encounter is not good. Lionheart is like, triggers my stuff, but like, I don't really care about equipments. I guess maybe it's better than taking the Dreams of Laguna. But I think Dreams of Laguna is going to be pretty solid in my... Gosh. Yeah, I'm just going to take Dreams of Laguna. And then Sleep Magic is just fantastic. Just cheap, interactive spell. I wouldn't mind a Sahuagin. I'm not really trying to splash, but that card is reasonable. Warrior's Sword triggers my stuff. Sahuagin hopefully wheels. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Retrieve the Esper again. I'll just take Retrieve the Esper. Pretty solid draft so far. Everything's kind of going my way. The deck looks open. I'm feeling good about the double Shantoto pickups. We're just figuring everything out still, though, because I'm not an expert at drafting this strategy yet, because I'm still early in the format. Still just figuring out what's good, what we care about, what key pieces there are. But this seems like a good little card to have access to. Valkyrie aerial unit honestly might be okay if I get enough of these. 2 of them is probably around the cap of what I want, though. I've seen people splashing and like playing like 3-color decks and using things like Black Waltz #3, but I think I'm just going to rely on staying 2 colors, keeping my mana consistent, and then use like Dreams of Laguna and Retrieve the Esper to pull ahead in the late game. I don't need to rely on a 3rd color. I can just draw extra cards, get extra value from all my spells. And Fire Magic's looking pretty good because I have a lot of 3 toughness guys and 0-2 toughness guys right now. So it's just going to kill all of us little guys that I don't have any of. And if I like spend turn 2 playing Dreams of Laguna and then turn 3 Fire Magicking, I mean, this is going to be a really sweet control deck. I don't think I need Valkyrie aerial unit. I don't think I need Magic Damper. If Shantoto dies, Shantoto dies. But like, my cards get enough value even without that. I don't know if I need the Katana even. It's a very aggressive card. I'm not particularly aggressive. Though it is a nice little late game win con, so I'll just keep it in as well. Perfect. Another kill spell. 3 mana. Kill whatever I need to, pretty much. With 2 ice magics, a thunder magic, a sleep magic, and a stuck in Summoner's Sanctum, my deck is really coming together. There's also a nice little win con, the Relentless X ATM 9-2, but I think Retrieve the Esper is going to be better for me in that role. The archetype seems really open as well, which is great. So let's make our artwork Shantoto. Fire Magic's going to be sweet. I'm really excited to see how this card does. I had the opportunity to pick up a 2nd one at one point, and I think I took something else over it. Love me a Dragoon's Wyvern. Nice little attacker, gives me a couple blockers. This card's fine, I guess, but not for my deck, really. Not really something I care about. I think Resentful Revelation is much worse than Dreams of Laguna, because 7 mana flashback compared to 4 mana flashback is not worth the extra little digging that you get. But Dragoon's Wyvern is fantastic. It's a real gift at this stage of the draft to get one of those. So we're 16 cards in, and these are all cards I'm happy playing. I'm hoping to get another Sahagan, or Sahagan. I don't know how it's pronounced. Sahagan. It could be Sahagan. Sahagan. Like you emphasize the first syllable. I heard that to become a Dragoon, you had to make a pact with a living wyvern. However, thanks to the Dragon Slayers, there aren't that many dragons left. That's kind of a sad flavor text. Okay, Sorcerer's Schemes or Dragoon's Wyvern. I'm going to take the Dragoon's Wyvern. There's also Brainstorm and this mill thing. So the reason I'm not going to take Sorcerer's Schemes is because I feel like a lot of my cards already have flashback. Though I guess buying back Thunder Magic is pretty good. It's just Dragoon's Wyvern is such a nice little piece to help me stabilize, and I don't need more slow value cards really that much. Crossroads Village coming back is awesome. This card should probably never wheel. There's almost always going to be a card that's worse. But like adding this to your deck, it just makes your mana a little bit better, and that's always good. But yeah, I think Dragoon's Wyvern. I would play the Crossroads card, and I'll just take this thing. It's like a control card. I don't really want it, but I'll play it. I won't play it. I'll just keep it in my deck probably. But the thing I was saying about the Dragoon's Wyvern is like this. If I play this on turn 3, it buys me a lot of time. It stabilizes me, gives me something to do. Perfect, just what I wanted. Sahagan coming back. Gives me a 2-drop, which I need. But this thing just like protects me. It attacks, chips in, can trade with stuff. It's such a high utility card that even though it's not like the synergy piece for my deck, I'll just take this, might as well. It's still going to be like very useful to have. Versus the other card, which is more of a synergy piece, like, oh, it can buy back cards that don't have flashback, like Fire Magic or Thunder Magic or trigger my Shantoto, but I don't really need that. I just need a nice, powerful card. Okay, Terra is good, but not for my deck. Syncopate's good. And it's going to be my pick here. So let's just read through all the cards. We have Syncopate. There's Prima Vista. So when you cast a non-creature spell, if it's a big one, this becomes an artifact creature. So this could be a win con of sorts. But the way that I often like to build these decks is just be like, get to the late game and then be in a spot with overwhelming advantage. So like, if I get to a late game where we've just traded off cards and I just have Retrieve the Esper and Dreams of Laguna in my graveyard, it won't matter if I have a giant flyer. I'll just win the game with other stuff. That's going to be kind of my plan. And I have seen this card wheel in some of my other drafts already because it's kind of hard to use. And it's more of an aggressive card anyway. I'm playing much more of a control role, like hold up Dreams of Laguna and Syncopate. I would probably play like 3 or 4 Syncopates, honestly. Also, you can like spend X = 3 to make it a big spell. I'm like, able to use to trigger Shantotos and stuff. Nibelheim Flame. So a really nice, powerful option. There's also Ether, so you can use this to like double up a spell. I'm going to take Nibelheim Flame. I don't have any huge creatures, but like dealing 3 to all the other creatures seems reasonable, and flashing it back seems nice. This is Fatal Push. Ether is also a card I could consider, I guess. But I think even just doing this with a 3/3 is pretty okay. Or like choose Shantoto, and then Shantoto becomes a 4/4 before it resolves. Wow. Kuja's really good. Like, I have not been trying to splash, but this card is super good. There is also a Thief's Knife. I'm just going to stick to my guns, play 2 colors. Kuja's super strong, but we're not going to try and get ambitious with only 1 Crossroads Village and barely the rest of the pack to go. Take the knife over the Crossroads Village. I think that's close, but I think it'll be fine. Boom, this card's great in my deck. Summon Esperama. Non-creature, non-land cards in my graveyard, so I have 8 instants and 3 sorceries, so this thing is going to be a huge benefit to my deck. And then it attacks as a 4/3 for a couple turns. I also wouldn't mind Call the Mountain Chocobo. I wouldn't mind another Crossroads Village, but this is a great card for me. Another late game card, Quistis Trepe. So this is going to be useful. Lets me recast something like a Thunder Magic. Or like use it with a copy of Ice Magic to bounce something, or even kill something if I get late enough. Nice little addition to the deck. It's much more of a late game card. They're not really a 3-drop. I wouldn't mind a 2-drop like this guy. Here we'll take Eject. Really good card over Dragoon's Wyvern. If I had taken the black guy, the 4-drop, I could have taken World Map here. But that's another thing, is like I would be missing out on Eject, and I'd still be making my deck like weaker in a lot of situations. Make my double red cards harder to cast, but Eject is perfect. I love this card. Dragoon's Wyvern's also great. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum again. The more kill spells, the merrier. Retrieve the Esper. We already have 2 of those. Our deck is looking pretty good. Our only weakness is our early game. Our 2-drop slot is mostly spent on filtering. Chromatic Lantern, no. Combat Tutorial is pretty solid. I like it, but I already have plenty of card advantage. I'm just going to take Crossroads Village to make my mana better. And then the Vista did wheel. We'll take it. Probably don't want it, but I'll take it. My early game is a bit weak. Sahagin would be nice if I had a 3rd one of those, but that's how it goes. Mystidian Elder. Ether, interesting. I could use Ether for these to get extra 3/3s. Magic Damper might be useful. Protect my guy. Okay, Ice Flan. I don't mind that 1 copy of Ice Flan in the deck. Oh my gosh, what a gift. The Scorpion Sentinel is just what I needed. 1 more 2-drop that can scale into the late game is just what my control deck wanted. I think this deck is really nice. Really nice. I don't think I need Ice Flan anymore. Okay, just a couple more cuts to go. I think we can get rid of 1 Dreams of Laguna. This Nibelheim Flame isn't looking great. I kind of want to try it, though, just to see what it looks like. Samurai's Katana is probably not that necessary. Retrieve the Esper, maybe we cut 1 down to 1 copy. Then I cut the Samurai's Katana because I don't really need it. and then we'll try it like this, and we can always make some changes later. I'll see you folks in the games. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the people who support my channel at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. There are about 150 people who support the channel in this way on Patreon, and their contribution makes a big difference towards my ability to make all of the resources that are able to help the Magic community, like my draft guides, my set reviews, my pre-release helper sheets, my cheat sheets for draft, all of that stuff. Patrons really make a big difference in allowing me to do all of those things and spending the time and effort to do so. And it's great to be able to make these free resources, but I do want to give a special thanks to those people who do support and give back to the channel, because they really do a huge service for the community with their contributions. So I really do appreciate everyone who does support me via Patreon, and I do like to make some special content just for patrons, like my card by card tier list for each set, my format thoughts document, and things like that, because Patreon does make a huge difference for the channel, the whole ecosystem. And so if you're able to become a patron and you've been enjoying my content for a long time and you think you can give back and it's something you can do, then Patreon does make a sizable impact, and I really do appreciate everyone who contributes to the channel in this way. I want to give a special shout out to those patrons who contribute at the credits level. It really does make a big difference, and I do appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round 1. We're keeping this hand. They said good game right off the bat. That's crazy. We are going to be playing 5 rounds with this deck, so we can get a sense for how things go, but without having to... Oh, that's a great draw. So we can get a sense for how things play out, but we don't spend too much time on any one deck because I want to make the most of the early access event. Fire Magic is just what our deck needs. It's such a good card for us. I will get rid of Lock Goal. I know I could technically use this kill spell on it, but I would rather be patient. Sure. I'm feeling pretty good about this, honestly. If I'm taking 2 damage a turn, I'm okay. Even 3 damage a turn, I'm okay. I'll just cast Fire Magic on this end step, probably. That's funny. If they're just casting their Dreams of Laguna, I'm totally fine. So I'm going to cast Fire Magic on this end step. And then I can cast Quistis Trepe to flashback and take their card. Missing a land drop here was kind of bad. Give me a land. No, no land. Okay. I'm definitely going to try to stick this guy in Summoner's Sickness, Sanctum or whatever. my plan of quistising to flashback their sacrifice spell is no longer effective. I'll discard the Nibelheim. Look for a land, find one, perfect. Well, that sucks. Oh, man. The way this all lined up was so unlucky. If I had been able to get one more land to go Quistis, make them sack their guy, would have been way better. Gosh, devastating. Yeah. This game really did not go my way. I thought it was going so well. But then it turned out they weren't a deck that was vulnerable to fire magic either. And then I started missing land drops, and that's when it fell behind, fell apart. Yeah, when you're playing a control mirror, missing land drops is really bad. And it made it so I couldn't line up things the way I wanted to. Like, they never had to play their Sephiroth's interventions because I didn't play any good creatures, but like having to use Stuck in the Summoners on like this guy meant that I couldn't then play my card that could flash back their sacrifice spell, play that, which would have been like a really good play for me. Oh well, 0-1, but we have plenty of time to recover, and that was just how it goes sometimes. I think I played the game well. It just doesn't always line up your way. After this game, I'll take a look at the deck again, see if there's any changes I want to make. But yeah, I think I didn't draw my early card draw to like make it like give myself something to do when they didn't play into my fire magic. Sure, we'll keep this. We need to draw a red source, but you know, you can only get so many mulligans before you're just like, okay, I have to keep some hands. I think like this one's fine too. We have this card, we have this card. If we do draw a red source, the hand becomes excellent. Because we go Shantoto and then start cantripping our removal spells. Also, the fact that their top end card was Marlborough meant that like it was extra punishing because they got to make us discard 2 cards when otherwise we would have been totally fine. I also maybe should have discarded the Rogue's equipment instead of the 2/2 that can let me flash back a spell. Beautiful. Okay, this hand really came together. I really need to just get a win. My confidence just needs a win. It's just like been having a little bit of feels like unluck, but maybe just yeah. When you feel like you're getting unlucky, you just need to have like a round where you just like everything goes properly. I was on the play. I hit my color that I needed. Okay, perfect. Put that into their deck. At some point, I could fire magic it away. They put it on the bottom, though. That turn could have been a good one to fire magic, but I really wanted to get my card out of Shantoto. Maybe that's just a greed thing. Fire magic can kill 3 toughness things though too. Attack. I didn't get to trigger Shantoto with but the knife is still going to be pretty nice. The knife was a pick that I wasn't sure on, but like playing this on turn 3 is kind of like a lot of pressure on the opponent because I do have a lot of interactive spells. So I did figure it was worth it. Oh gosh. So now they can kill Shantoto. Or they can kill the thing with the thief's knife. Kind of the perfect 2 cards for them to hit. Removal spell plus land to play it. I think the thief knife is more valuable to me. They kill Shantoto. That's a bit of an interesting choice, I think. Forcing them into a chump block situation is fine for me. I'm playing the land because this guy needs to grow. So basically, instead of drawing a card, I killed their 2/2. They play Marlborough, I'm unhappy. Actually, I'm not even that unhappy. I kill it, and then I get to draw a card, and this guy grows. The way it tapped my mana was kind of wild, but I guess it had to because I had this thing I could cast. Should have played land pre-combat potentially, but I wanted to see if I could get the draw in and play a tap land. Which is definitely more valuable than the alternative of playing land just so I can hold both colors, even though I'm not really representing anything. Fire magic has been a bit lackluster so far. Oh no. Now they're up to 2 treasures. Do they have another kill spell? Equipping my big guy makes more sense to play around them like zapping my little guy. We'll do this now, so if we hit a land, we can play it if need be, especially if it's a tap land. I think Dragoon's Wyvern is worth keeping on top. This fire magic is looking pretty bad. Thought it would be way better. But 2 matchups in, we've found no use for it either time. I believe this card's an answer to the Yasmat Ultimate Mark. They presumably have plenty of spells in their hand. Because I think they were missing land drops for a while. Wow, that's a lot of mana to spend. They Blizzagga'd me. The fact that this costs 4 to equip and I didn't draw land is annoying. It's one of the reasons Wyvern's good. It's just like it wears the Thief Knife. It makes me some bodies. Okay, I'm liking my odds now. Thief's Knife, once again, a huge problem. Would Shantoto have been the better card to leave around? Maybe. Cool that they have different cards make different versions of the hero token. Oh, gosh. That's terrible for me. Oh, they're not playing Marlborough this turn? I'm definitely getting rid of Fire Magic at this point, I think. Oh, that sucks. Kill the rat. Get in a nice attack for 2 extra damage on the ground so that either Wyvern is lethal. Okay, that doesn't do a ton. Comes back into play tapped. So, like, my whole purpose was accomplished there. I'd still rather have Fire Magic than no Fire Magic, I think. So I think I will still keep the land in hand to discard to Marlborough. Sure. Boom, got the win. Huge. Okay, our Fire Magic experiment is over. We do not want Fire Magic. It has been bad twice in a row. It could have been good, but it's like one of those cards that always looks like it's about to be good. So we're going to cut Fire Magic for another copy of Dreams of Laguna, which I was very happy to draw. And I kind of want to be drawing more Retrieve the Esper stuff. Nibelheim of Flame is similar, so I'm just going to play Retrieve the Esper instead. And we'll see how that feels. And I'll see you folks next round. Welcome to another round, another sketchy hand, another keep. I will say, Sahagan into Thieves' Knife, it would be an appealing curve out. I could like Sleep Magic this, but I'd just rather Sleep Magic whatever they're ramping into. You never know what it's going to be. Holding up Syncopate's just too dicey. Huge draw step. I'm not playing Shantoto, even though I would love to, because I think they might be holding up like a kill spell. The 4-mana kill spell. No, plane cycling, okay. And this way I'm also setting up to potentially like Sleep Magic this guy, attack them with my thing. So they have to like make a play that affects the board here. And now that I've got this rolling, I can hold up Syncopate. But instead I could play Shantoto. I'm going to play Shantoto. They're going to kill it on their end step, maybe? No, they do nothing. Do they have a board wipe? Feels like it'd be a weird card to splash. I thought they were splashing white. If they have the Ultima counter spell, it's really bad for me. Actually, I mean, the Ultima board, it would have been bad for me, but now it's okay. I thought they were just splashing white. I'm not going to play around Ultima counter spell usually. I mean, Ultima board wipe. I don't know why I keep saying. I think it's called Ultima at least. White Aura Sight. Yep. Cast a 4-mana spell. Trigger both my cards. Go Blue Gardener. Cast this version of the spell. Trigger, trigger. It's not being helpful the way I'm drawing my cards, but it's going to be fine. Boom! Got the win. We're 2-1. Heading to the next round, hoping to get another victory. And I will see you folks there. Welcome to another round. We will keep this. This will name red, so we'll have double red for sure. They're on a mulligan. I'm thinking about it. I should probably play the Nibelheim Flame. I don't remember. I think I might have cut it for like a Retrieve the Esper. Nibelheim Flame is just a good card. I'll just cast my spells on curve here for now. Gosh. Drawing the extra card is definitely good here. I could have done the cheaper mode. But now I can play this card next turn to kill this one and draw another card. Boom! Got the win. Nice. I think my opponent was a little bit tilted, but, you know, I don't think they were going to win that game anyway. We're into the final round. We've guaranteed a winning record, which is a great place to be. And let's maybe add back in that Nibelheim Flame. I kind of want to try it. I mean, I drew it that one game, and it was not great. But I think it could be solid. I just don't know what I would cut for it. My deck is like a well-oiled machine. I could cut Retrieve the Esper, I guess. It's really good like Shantoto, and then you play this and you just deal 4 to everything. Let's just cut the Quistis Tripe. Or I guess we could cut the Dreams of Laguna again. Yeah, let's just do that. I really want to try this card out, so we'll see how it does in our final round. Welcome to another round. We'll keep this. Nibelheim Flame looking so much worse than the card we replaced with it. The Laguna card, but that's how it goes. Okay, all of a sudden it's looking much better, but still a little dicey. I will probably stuck in Summoner's Sanctum this guy. Because it's going to deal some damage. Ooh, baby. And we are in good shape now. Nibelheim's not going to be on for a while, but we are just putting the pressure on him. Can't cast Nibelheim anyway. We're just going. And I can shock something, then Quistis Trepe shock it. The Laguna card would have been so much better than Nibelheim here. I think Nibelheim is good in other decks. My deck just doesn't have a ton of creatures. Oh my gosh, what a rip. I'm just trying to add more power and toughness to the board. I don't want to let them make any trades, because I have 2 removal spells in hand. And adding an extra 2/2 to the board is just significant upside. I don't want to leave them with a passive ability in play. They're definitely going to tuck it into their deck. And then I think we got him. Boom! 4-1. Let's go. Feels really good to bounce back from a first round defeat to go 4-1 in the event. That's great. I'm so happy. Looks like the red-blue gambit paid off. Really awesome stuff. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave #flame in the comment section down below, because should we play the Nibelheim of Flame? Who knows? But the Fire Magic card was one we ended up cutting, and we're pretty happy we did. So leave #flame to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video. Remember to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe for more, comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. And yeah, I do think it's funny that if we do cut the Nibelheim of Flame like we did for a couple of rounds, that our deck just has no rares in it whatsoever, I don't think. And yeah, just commons and uncommons. So I think that's a really good indication for the format health, that you can play this deck that has no rares in it. And I think might have even been better than playing with the Nibelheim, and that it can still do quite well. So that's a pretty cool thing for the format. That's going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.